Holy wishes and prayers to all. May the festival bring colors of all sadhanas and the experiences in our life. For that, let us see, ensure, have we decided ourselves to be the spiritual sadhakas? Have we understood that Nirantara Shrotrutva Shravana is required to sustain on this path? Have we understood that the important qualification for this is to be a jignasu? And did we understand that jignasutva is born from the mumukshuta? Have we understood that the mumukshuta is given to us by the teachings of the Guru? Therefore, shishyatva do we have? Shishya we become by God's grace. For that, we have to become the bhakta. Have we become the bhakta? All these spiritual things we can do when we have sufficient vairagya. Have you possessed that? Do we possess it? To be viragi, we have to finish our duties for the world. We have to finish our service to the dharma sanatana. Have we done it? In doing all of them, are we dynamic, active, inspired, or very slow? Last but not the least, are we practical in doing all this? Especially practical with hard work, not very superficially. These are the 11 things good if we remember every day to make our life a holy day every day. And also we have to remember, pray, do the upasana, pursue, and do all the due we have to do to invoke the krupa, the blessings of all these six sources. One, Shruti Mata. How she blesses us only when we do the Shravana of the Shastra, Adhyayana of Shastra, Manana and Chintana. Without doing this, expecting Mother to bless us is not fruitful. So too we need the blessings of the Acharyas, Gurus. How do we get them? One, when we listen to them, think, understand what they said as right. Second is follow the given instruction sadhana. Then the changes will happen in as expected or required. That is what is their blessings. Without doing, let us not expect result. Third one, how do we invoke the Adhisthana Devatas Kripa? Only by two things. By rightly using what is already given to us, then asking and thus deserving for the continuous supply of all abilities, powers in all faculties. So too, same with the Mother Adi Parashakti also. Whatever little positive sattva we have, let us use it for divinity. And the other Rajotam distortions, we can pray at that time to Mother to remove them, reduce them, and increase sattva. And the Ishvara, how regular we are in remembering our goal, how regular we are in upasana to Him with only that sankalpa and prarthana that determines the anugraha of that Ishvara and its quickness in removing the curtains all. First of intellectual understanding, thereafter the curtains of sadhana, finally the curtains of the anubhuti are removed by Ishvara. Last but not the least, but the first one is the anugraha of the Brahma Tattva is when we nirantara do Brahma Upasana, Brahma Anusandhana, Brahma Dhyana, then the Brahma Krupa or Brahma Anubhuti will come to us. So may we thus remind ourselves of these things every day, continuing our Shwethashwathara Upanishad. Upanishadic quotations are done. Now the references from Bhagavad Gita ji also are over. The references from other Purana Itihas are brought to our notice to bring to our understanding and conviction that only Through the Upanishadic Shravana, Manana, Chintana, Nididhyasana, when we recognize the truth, the reality, the Brahman, then alone there is Shashwata Mukti from all bandhanas. Then only the Anantatva or Amrutatva Anubhava Prapti, which is the seeking of every heart, every living being's heart is throbbing for that Anantatva, that Amrutatva, that Dukkhara Ananda, that all beings are searching because of their ignorance in the outer places where either it is not available or available temporarily, that also very less and reflected and conditional. From this delusion and ignorance of wrong pursuits, coming to the correct pursuit is the purpose of teaching Shastras by the Guru, purpose of us studying the Shastras from the Guru. What we want in our heart, what is indicated by the Shastra as the goal, they are same. We want eternality, we want the immutability, we want birth, change, deathlessness, we want to be infinite, we want to be miseryless, we want to be blissful. These are the things that are there as the Sarupa Lakshanas of the Brahma Atma Tattva, which is the theme taught by Upanishads. Therefore, when we become more and more exclusive in choosing Upanishad study, exclusively for knowing the Brahman, knowing that Brahman knowing alone is only exclusive way for moksha, we are becoming more matured in our Adhyatmikata. May it happen to us. So before that, just a very short thing today, not much detail. Before our Sankalpa and all is, let us come out of a notion and come to a correct understanding. What is it? It is not by our desire that we get what we desire, but it is by working for the desire and then deserving is the way by which those desires are fulfilled. No desire in the world is impossible to fulfill if we work for it honestly in the given means. Generally, what happens in our life is exactly what makes us deserve something. We don't focus on it at all. Absolutely, our attention is not at all on that. And then we have the desires. And this desire should fulfill in that notion we are. And we keep on waiting for it. And it never happens. Desire followed by doing the due things, thus deserving, is a way to get what we want, isn't it? We'll talk about just two, three things in a moment. What are they? First and foremost, from the people in the world, what we want? We want love. So instead of asking, they must give me love, they must give me value, they must give me respect, etc., let us behave in such a way that they have left no choice. They don't have any choice but to respect us, but to love us. Now, fill up this gap. Others should respect me is a good thought that gives a joy. Worldly parlance may it is good. But why will they have to respect us? Isn't it? There should be some connection, no? The connection is what? That being respect worthy, being love worthy, being trustworthy. Now, being love worthy, trustworthy, respect worthy is in whose hands? Isn't it? It is in my hands. अरे बाबा लोग इतने बड़े बड़े काम करते हैं to get respect, love from world, even then the world doesn't recognize, which is very, we commonly see. Then ourselves without deserving, expecting it is going to lead nothing but to disappointment only. तो लोग मुझे प्यार करें, नो, लोग मुझे प्यार करें उसके लिए मैं क्या करूं? मुझे उस पर दृष्टि देना है. So too in the world, I want this or that. अरे यार Yes, good, you want this, but to get that, what is the desirability in us? Isn't it? May I do these things to get those things? My focus should be on that. May I avoid this thing to avoid that thing. Should be the focus of ours. In the same way, when we come to spirituality, कि Bhagavan should bless me. Are, what is this? Bhagavan should bless me. Why should he bless you? The question should be, for the Lord to bless me, what I have to do so that I become deserving. In the same way, the Guru should guide me. Are, he will guide, but do you have the Shishya Lakshana? If that is there, obviously Guru will bless. So to मुझे शास्त्र ज्ञान आना चाहिए. अरे भैया पढ़ोगे तो आएगा. इन द सेम वे साधना होना चाहिए. साधना होता नहीं हो. डोंट आस्क भगवान, साधना होना चाहिए. फिर जो रिसोर्सेज दिया उससे हाउ द साधना शुड बी डन, ऑन दैट वी हैव टू फोकस. If this little shift in our focus happens, to achieve anything, mainly spiritual, what is to be done and for that what is required is already provided. Like घर में दाल चावल सब्जी सब कुछ है, तो खाना होना चाहिए, भोजन बनना होना चाहिए, भूख मिटना चाहिए. अरे ऐसा हो कहने से नहीं होता हो. Things are there, resources are there, cook the food, isn't it? You cook it, you quench your thirst or hunger and be happy, satiated. In the same way, our focus should be to deserve what I have to do. This subject is totally neglected, and in our own fancy and wool gathering, like we were desiring things of the world, spiritually also we desire. योग सिद्धियां मिलना चाहिए. अरे भाई, मिलने के लिए क्या करना है? योग साधना करो. भगवत दर्शन होना चाहिए. अरे दर्शन होने के लिए व्हाट उपासना यू हैव डन? अंतकरण शुद्ध होना है. You never thought of that antakarna shuddhi. It is we with our wrong behavior all the time making our antakarna shuddhi. Stop that. And there are shuddhi prakriyas are there. Do it. मेरा वाक शुद्धि होना चाहिए. How can it happen without your regular mantrocharana? Mana शुद्धि होना चाहिए. How can it happen without having the devotion to the Lord and love to the people? बुद्धि शुद्धि होना चाहिए. Without regular study, with regular listening of Shastra, how can the buddhi become Shuddha or Sukshma? Vasana should go away. Without doing Karma Yoga, without a strict disciplined life, how will they go? See, from not desiring the noble things to desiring the noble things. This journey is very good. But the desire cannot be fulfilled unless we deserve. And desirability is not an accident. It is not any type of just if what do you call sudden thing it happens. Never ever anything in this world suddenly happens. People have to work for it, whoever they are. So suddenly it won't happen to us. वासना शुद्धि होना है तो for शुद्धि what we are doing consciously. And to do all abilities. Remember, all resources are fully provided. But that lethargy, laziness of all our faculties, we have to do that breakthrough of that. First, that shell, if we can break, how many hours you have to sit, even to bring the mind to concentration level. How many times the Shastra has to be studied to remember those mantras. And how much of study has to be done to know the meaning of this mantra from all angles. Then how much love we have to develop for the spiritual goal and the means. And how much we should understand that any other pursuit is destructive, detrimental for the spiritual goal. Then how much we have to be strict with ourselves, disciplined with ourselves to avoid all those which distract us from our sadhana. In any of these things, even right understanding also we have not gained, have not put the due efforts in that direction. अंडरस्टैंडिंग ही नहीं है तो करेंगे कब? करने के बाद ही होगा रिजल्ट ना, बिना किए होगा ही नहीं हो. So Lord bless me. No. Oh Lord, to get blessings from you, what I have to do, let me be clear in that and let me do it. So to a world forgive me or love me. No. For you to love me, what I must do, let me be very clear about it. Let me do. A healthy life I want. No, desire is good, but the whole life every day is lived so contradictory to the health and expect the result, expect the health. We are only in our own contradictions. In every of the aspect, let us change our definition. मैं ये चाहता हूँ, ठीक है, बट उसको डिजर्व करने के लिए क्या करना चाहिए वो मैं 100% करता हूँ. Isn't it? How wonderful it is, the Ashtanga Yoga. We don't want to do the any limb of it, but we must want all the siddhis that are there. Are Baba, if you do the Yoga Ashtanga, automatically siddhi comes. है ना? The फसल उगेगा when रोपाई करके we protect the field and water it properly. Nowhere in the world to nobody. Everything is achieved or gained accidentally. And nobody denied any result when they worked duly for that desire by becoming deserving. So, mean these three things: worldly successes, respect, love from the people, spiritual grace. They have to be commanded. They are not accidents. They have to be worked upon. We have to focus daily, consciously work on. If at all something coming to us without our work, it is a purva krita karma phala that is getting over. Continuously we have to get something, continuously we have to work on that. Isn't it? Other than our attending classes, what have we done in last 1 week or 1 month? What have we done as the spiritual sadhana known by us, known to us? How vigorously we did. And most important in spiritual sadhana is the length of the time. Length of the time connected with the depth of the sadhana is equal to the result. Time itself is not given, then where is sadhana done? Without trying to do sadhana, how do we aim at doing it deeply, intensely, correctly, perfectly? Then we can deserve the result. Na? And the days pass by very fast. They won't wait for us. So, how to steal the time? How to pull our attention from anything else and keeping away the tamoguna lethargy? How we have to be aggressively doing our sadhanas? In this discussion, in this mission, we have to be in ourselves, with ourselves only. And in that way, every day improving upon than the earlier day. In our being, becoming deserving by doing it. Isn't it? Bhagavad Kripa Chahiye. Have you made the Lord idol in your puja room? Have you reached to that mandira every day? Did we do that Abhisheka and Namaskara, all other steps? बिना ये सब भगवान अब आशीर्वाद करो ऐसा नहीं होता ना. Did we visit to the temple regularly, every week or twice a week? For years, decades together, we have to go. We have to do that. Dirghakala Nairantarya Satkara Sevita. For long time and continuously and with full attentiveness, love, respect. When sadhanas are done, they yield result. When we do mechanically, carelessly, irregularly, nothing will happen. It is called Kantha Shosha or it is called Manas Shosha. याद करें हमको भगवान कृपा करो नहीं आपके कृपा के लिए मुझे क्या करना है, लेट मी डू दैट. World love me, no, for the world to love me. What you have done for the world, what is the benefit of the world with my presence? Without that, how do we expect the world to love? And we do all that by which the world should hate us. And they're hating. And angry, cranky, selfish, so much arrogant and ruthless as well as harsh in our words. ये सब करके now you ask children, बेटे आप मेरे को प्यार करो. पापा you don't deserve. आप वार करते हो और हमको प्यार करने को बोलते हो. प्यार वार कट्टे नहीं होते. हिंदी वाला प्यार, इंग्लिश वाला वार. Isn't it? Just imagine if our focus attention on this, what I have to do to get what I need or want, and keep doing it, एक के बाद एक result आने लगता है. Because actually you are doing what is to be done. Even small little a good food you want, you cook it, then there's a process. See that joy, once you discover this principle that I am the master of my life, I can make things happen for my life as I need or as I want. If this is discovered, which is a truth, Bhagavan has given every individual all ability, potentiality for the outer successes, for the spiritual unfoldment. All capacities, abilities are with all of us. We are the dharmis, we have all the dharma in us. But we have to recognize them. To recognize, you have to focus. The focus is I have to work for my own redemption. I have to work for my own growth, for my own prosperity, including how to bring my vyaktitva into the sattva guna from rajo and tamo. We have to understand, यार ये तो कितने जन्मों से I was living it life, therefore it is like रासिक तामसिक. Now to make it सात्विक, बैठ के रोने से होता नहीं हो. Let me involve in sattvic works. One by one work I start doing. Let me start with bhajan kirtana. Basic. 10 minutes, 15 minutes सुबह. एक महीने 2 महीने में we can see little sattva starts coming. So to let me myself do my japa upasana. Keep doing it, isn't it? Now add in the evening also half an hour, 1 hour, and surprise yourself by doing some sadhana in the afternoon also. The biggest surprise is some sadhana we are doing in the afternoon. Isn't it? खाने से पहले और खाने के बाद 15-20 मिनट कुछ. When these things are done, why will not the sattva guna come? Why will not the ekagrata come? Why will not the sukshmata come? Why won't the shastras are understood? Why we can't do the sadhana one way vyatireka? Everything is mumkin. We have to make it. No more in the delusions, illusions that without doing things will happen, and no more in the vagueness of what to do, and no more in the doubt of what to achieve. Clarity without doubt about what is to achieve, no vagueness about what to do, and no procrastination or laziness of doing it. बस लगे रहो. That inner utsaha, inner prerana, nirantara, that srotas should keep us on the job, on the work. Worldly ho या spiritual ho, now we have to focus more on spirituality. ऐसे 24 घंटे full उत्साह से in so many spiritual activities. We have to be so busy. 10, 12 years, let us do like that. Then all qualifications, deservabilities come from the God, for the God Guru to bless us. In that blessing, as we saw or are seeing every day in the morning, the removal of the parda, and then दीदार दर्शन दीदार जो बोलते हैं वो हो जाता है. Maybe focus on it. Worry is more opposite to sadhana. Those things are more, isn't it? In this way we contradict. What is required is anukulasya Sankalpa and Kruti. We have to do the Sankalpa and doing of sadhanas which are conducive for progress. Focus on it. लगातार इसके लिए मुझे क्या करना है, इसके लिए मुझे क्या करना, तो कर रहा हूँ मैं. देखो आज आधा घंटा बैठा हूँ, माला हाथ में लिया. आई सैट देयर and I remembered Gurus, I remembered the Lord. I asked them to bless me that I'll be able to do. Then I started doing it. When I tried to do 1,000 ways, the mind ran. Yet I just thought, even if 3 times I can say Om Namo Narayana or Om Namo Shivaya, it is an achievement. I couldn't say 2 times I could do. I tried again, tried. After 20 minutes, I could succeed. 3 times I could say Om Namo Shivaya without distraction. हो गया देखो अचीवमेंट. एक बार ब्रेक थ्रू हो गया, अगेन बैठो, अगेन बैठो. That quotation in Dattatreya Bhagavan's teachings in Bhagavatam. Stokam stokam grased grasam. Stokam stokam grased grasam. That bird or animal example is given how it takes little of that food from that. Stokam stokam. और grass को थोड़ा थोड़ा देती है. In the same way, we have to also add our sadhana consciously, day by day, little by little done. And wonderful one thing is what I have done today. In the evening, I must think about it and feel proud, feel self-respect, feel enthused, isn't it? Feel inspired and go to sleep with a commitment that कल तो और भी इससे अच्छा करूंगा मैं. This is the meaning of making ourselves our dost in sadhana. Earlier, we ourselves are our dushman because we never committed and did any of these things. We had only imagination कि ये हो जाए अरे मेरा कि ये कैसा होता है वो. And we are doing things opposite to it. Pratikulase varjanam anukulase sankalpanam. If we don't do, sadhana never happens. May the Lord bless us, making our every day a holy day by making us realize and do what we are supposed to do to become holy every moment. It is in our hands. Take it into our hands and let us do it. Om, 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 Om Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsa Rishibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyah. ओम एरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्य प्रमाणतः व्याख्याता सर्व वेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्. ओम श्रुतिस्मृति पुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शंकरं लोकशंकरम्. ओम ओम नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्ध ज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. ओम भवता जनता सुहिता भविता निज बोध विचारण चारुमते कलयेश्वर जीव विवेक विदम भव शंकर देशिक मे शरणम. ओम ब्रह्मानंदम परम सुखदम केवलम ज्ञानमूर्तिम द्वंद्वातीतं गगन सदृशम तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि. परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः. अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. श्री श्वेताश्वतर उपनिषदः आचार्येभ्यो नमः. संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधस्य अस्मिन् क्षणे एव अनुभवद्वारा मोक्षप्राप्त्यर्थं सनातन धर्म से वैदिक हिंदव संस्कृते सांप्रदायानां शास्त्राणां गुरु शिष्य भक्त भगवत परंपरायाः भक्ति ज्ञान योग वेदांतादि मोक्ष मार्गाणां पुनरुत्थान जागरण समस्त विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगति एकता शांति पुरोभिवृद्ध्यर्थम् अस्मिन् धर्म संस्थापन कार्ये कंकणबद्ध अस्माकं सह सर्वेषां पूर्ण आयुरारोग्य ऐश्वर्य क्षेम स्थैर्य धैर्य वीर्यादि शक्ति संपदा सानुकूल्यता साधनानां प्राप्ति बाह्य अभ्यंतर शत्रुविघ्न निर्मूलन द्वारा धर्म संस्थापने निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थम अनेकानेक शास्त्र अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः आद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न वयं सर्वे मोक्षार्थम करिष्यामहे। अथ श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषद आद्य शंकर कृत मंगलाचरण श्लोकम ओम नित्यानंदम निराधारम निखिलाधारम अद्वयम निगमाद्यगत अव्ययम निगमाद्यगतम नित्यम नीलकंठम नमाम्यहम्। अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः शान्तिमन्त्रः। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ अथ सम्बन्धभाष्यम्। Friends, hope it is adding to our information, conviction, and inspiration. The patient study of these references of all Upanishads and Gita and Shastras, deliberately given by the Karunamaya Bhagavan Adi Shankara in our interest. You are seeing the power, potency of every of this shloka intellectually when it is understood. Now, if that potential drug or dawai or energizer, if it is consumed to reach to our own heart, how fully single pointed we will be in our sadhana, isn't it? Ready to do any sacrifice. Sacrifice of our own personal comforts and extra nidra. We need not sacrifice our duties to the world if at all there. हमेशा हमारे स्वार्थ के ही चीजों को हमें त्यागना होता है। जो लोक के लिए हमें जो देना है उसको छोड़कर साधना नहीं होता। और ओन पर्सनल टाइम ऑफ लेजीनेस भोग होता है ना, उसमें से आपको समय निकाल के साधना करनी। That is why morning 4 to 9 those sadhana hours, evening 6 to 9 sadhana hours. Throughout the day we are with the world serving. Yes, yesterday we have seen up to this one कि क्षेत्रज्ञस्य ईश्वर ज्ञानात् विशुद्धि परमा मता. This kshetrajna in me is the Ishvara. With this jnana, the extreme Vishuddhi is achieved by us. What is the Vishuddhi that is achieved is the multitude, the Dvaita. One Ishvara alone is there as Kshetrajna in every Kshetra. This is the Jnanam. This Jnanam about presence of one Ishvara is the Shuddhi in our understanding, because the Ashuddhi is the Ajnanam. So kshetrajnasya ishvara jnanat vishuddhi paramamata. Then ayam tu paramo dharmaha yat yogena atma darshanam. Isn't this? Now this is a one crucial thing. If you can write that. We know the lower definitions and we may practice it also sometimes. But the higher definitions we must know. What are the lower definitions we know? Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. When we protect the dharma, dharma protects us. Little higher than that, ahimsa paramo dharma. Being non-violent is the great dharma. So these are laukika definitions of dharma. But the ultimate definition of dharma is what? This word. Ayam tu paramo dharma yat yogena atma darshanam. By doing all the required yoga sadhanas, having the atma darshanam, anubhuti of the atman, who is not only in me, but everywhere, that alone. That is called Paramadharma. So following all the yogas and having Atma Darshana is the greatest of all yogas. Yoga means effort. Yoga is unison. Yoga is success. Yoga is oneness. Yoga is ultimate achievement. Ayam tu paramo dharma yat yogena atma darshanam. And for the achieving of this parama dharma, Every other sarva dharman parityaja, we should be ready to do it. Isn't it? Therefore, in that process, first the adharma let us give up. Second, our indulgence in laziness let us give up. Use that time for the yoga, for Atma Darshana. Third, let us give up our indulgence in the worldly bhog. Adharma tyaga, samaya vrutha, nidradi uska tyaga, then the indulgence in the world. These three times which are conserved from it, use for the yoga for Atma Darshana. Yet, when the Atma Darshana is not possible or not happening, then slowly the lower dharmas also start giving up, giving up. Finally, Sarva Dharman we have to give up. These are all technical things. Why would we give up the Sarva Dharman? Because any dharma we are involved, we are eventually or inevitably have to be that dharmi. Like if I do the dharma of medicine doctor, dharma way treating the patient, then I'll be eventually or inevitably the dharmi called as a doctor. But in Brahman, there is no doctor, there is no medicine, there is no patient, there is no service. Isn't it? In the society, as a good professional doctor, serving the patient is a great achievement. No doubt about it. But when you have to recognize Brahma Atma Tattva, you can't be the doctor. Doctor is an ego with the medical knowledge in the buddhi. The Atman is the illuminator of all of that. In that pure Atman, millions of doctors come and go. Isn't it? Any dharma I do, I serve the world through politics. So the politician dharmi will be holding me. And the son, I take care of him as my dharma. Then you are bound as a father, the dharmi. Remember, they are all required in the world vyavahara. They are required for the antakarana shuddhi. But if you don't give up them after that, like Prahlada, he has a dharma as a son to his father. He is a dharmi son. But when it comes to Bhagavan, did he follow that dharma? अगर फॉलो होता तो जैसे पापा ने कहा you should have given him Narayana's name, you should have become like other Rakshasas, the convent educated fellows. You know? That is where we have to catch it. I am to see there are so many dharmas, but Paramo Dharma is Yogena Atma Darshana. So gradually this is how we have to understand. The laziness, lethargy, indulgence in the world, they have to be given up because they are absolutely contradictory even to the thought of spiritual sadhana. Once they have given up when are doing sadhana, for the sadhana to scale its heights, these identities are also obstruction. Therefore, to give up that all dharmi identification, we are told to give up all dharma. Then I will discover my real swa parama ultimate dharma. That is, I am that self which is permeating everywhere. One without second. सत स्वरूप चित स्वरूप आनंद स्वरूप. ये शब्द धीरे धीरे हमारा कन्विक्शन अंडरस्टैंडिंग होना चाहिए. And those things should create the deep, intense desire in us, which we are again lacking. We are so casual about the desire of discovering Sachidananda Brahma in us. Very casual, very light. We are so serious to go and buy casuals for summer, but the casual we are for knowing the truth. Not serious. Isn't it? देख लो अभी उसे कहते हैं तीव्र जिज्ञासा तीव्र मुमुक्षा. होते हैं वो तो कौन निद्रा पे जाएगा. रामा इज इन दैट मोड. तीव्र वैराग्य, तीव्र विवेक, तीव्र वैराग्य, and तीव्र मुमुक्षा. Therefore, तीव्र जिज्ञासा in front of the Guru. Then when the Gurus do the Upadesha, he will listen with the तीव्र ekagrata. He will do the vicharana same way tivrata. And his dhyana will be like that. He will experience will be very quick. इसमें भी थोड़ा हमको करेक्ट करना है अपने आप को. तीव्रता, इंटेंसिटी इन आवर लॉन्गिंग टू नो द सेल्फ. तो अयम तो परमो धर्म यत योगेन आत्मदर्शनम. हो गया. देन वाई? बिकॉज आत्मज्ञ शोक संतीर्ण न विभेति कुतश्चन. द नोअर ऑफ द सेल्फ, one crosses the ocean of shoka. Two, he has no fear of anything. The second addition is very interesting. Now, Vivedi question, like you cross the ocean or river. अच्छा हो गया, रिवर तो पार किया, बट पहुंच गए जंगल में. बिकॉज द उस पार इन द रिवर देयर इज अ जंगल. है ना? As much we have fear of drowning in the water and of crocodiles in the water, so much are the fears of the wild animals in the jungle. तो हमको पार भी करना है, हमको डरना भी नहीं वहां. Therefore here shoka santirnaha, he crosses the shoka, and then also na vibheti kutaschana, he will have no fear. Why? In the Atma Jnana there is no dvaita. Only when there is dvaita there is bhaya. Atman being one without second, there is nobody who frightens. Nobody other than me to frighten me. Reverse karo, the one who is not Atmagnya, he is in the Shoka Sagar. And within that, Bibheti, always variety of fears. All these are beautiful quotations, straight hitting at our, hitting the nail only. सीधा अलो करें हम तो अपने बुद्धि में घुसने वाले थॉट्स हैं ये सारे. If we allow, if you are in sleepy mood, lazy mood, distracted mood, disinterested mood, mood of compulsion to come to the class, when these variety of things are there, we are not yet matured. एक देशभक्त, for the service of desha, when an emergency comes, of a war, imagine how is his mind. Life को भी care नहीं करता. He is just ordered, there, that's the bunker you have to report to by 8 o'clock. Yes, sir. How he just gets up ready, all uniform, jackets, everything. He takes the rifle, bullet. खड़ा हो जाता है कि नहीं? उससे ज्यादा हमको परमात्मा को पाने के लिए जो साधनाएं करनी है, उसके लिए तैयार होना. All layers of personality, the intellect, the mind, isn't it? The senses, शरीर, सारों को ऐसे तैयार करना है. That yuddha is only at the physical level. A soldier killing the enemy or getting killed. Very stula, but this is a very terrible अंतर युद्ध. जिसके लिए तो more disciplines required, lengthy war it is. Wars for many lives. वो वार क्या है? बुलेट 2 लग गए तो गिर गए. This is not like that. But are we prepared in our aggressiveness in all that? So, Atmagnya Soka Santiranaha na vibheti kutaschana. So, therefore, may we achieve the fearlessness, freedom from shoka permanently by being the experiencer of our real Atman, the self. तो ये thought in our own language repeatedly वो in our अंतःकरण repeat होते रहना चाहिए. Not forgetting in the class only. नहीं ना? As the young boy says, मुझे शादी होना है. शादी होने I have to become father or I have to get the job. How to get the MLA seat? That man MP 75 years, उनको सीट नहीं मिला करके he took poison. अरे यार, you were already there MP, you have enjoyed it. But लोग कितने मूर्ख होते हैं. Intense deep. Okay. So, Atmagnya Shoka Santirnaha Nabhiveti Kutaschana. I have to get that Atmajnana सो हाउ वी दे वांट दैट पॉलिटिकल सीट चाहिए, किसी को और कुछ चाहिए, कितना अंदर उनका उतावला चलता रहता है, isn't it? We have to have as much utawalapana of the stupid communist China fellow who want to achieve, acquire the whole world under himself. We have to have the desire to achieve Atma Jnana as fanatically as a stupid Muslim fellows who want to destroy everyone in the world other than Muslims. तो ऐसा वाला हमको होना चाहिए. We anyway give the example of काम ही नारे प्यारी जिमी लोभ ही प्रिय जिमी धाम तिमी हे रघुनाथ निरंतर प्रिय लागो वही राम. So this is what is the desire. Every moment through the Atma Jnana, let me be freed from all the shoka and all the bhaya. Let us no more be in the delusion that a shoka rahitya, bhaya rahitya can be achieved by being with the upadhis and by relating with the world with respect to or in relation with the upadhi. ये तो शोक बढ़ाएगा, भय बढ़ाएगा. The pure experience of the self infinite is the one which frees us. So today, the promise we do to ourselves on an occasion of a very holy day is this one. Let me 1,000 times a day entertain this thought that by being Atmanubhavi, let me be free permanently from all the shoka and bhaya. आत्मज्ञः शोक संतीर्ण न विवेति कुतश्चन. हो गया. देन व्हाट? मृत्योः सकाशात् परणात् अथवा अन्य कृतात् भयात्. From the actual happening of the mrityu, or for the tentatively going to happen of the mrityu, or for any other losses, etc., there will be no fear to such atmajnana. Fear and dukkha and samsara are synonymous. You can add even bhaya. Bhaya, dukkha, are same samsara only. न विवेति कुतश्चन. Bhaya and dukkha alone is samsara. Now comes finally last quote, I think, yes, of Bhagwan Adi Shankara. He gives the reason why when the self is realized, this bhaya will not be there, shoka will not be there, dukkha will not be there, because the nature of the self is this, which necessarily avoids bhaya and dukkha in it. What a beautiful quote it is. What it is? Na jayate na mriyate na badhyo na cha ghatakaha na badhyaha na badhya bandhakari va na mukto na cha mokshadaha purushaha paramatma tu yadataha anyat asacchatat. This is what. Last quotation. Then the other discussion will continue. Let us focus on it. Na jayate. The self is unborn. Going on continuously being there from eternity. Na jayate. Only when there is a birth, there are the birth pains, birth pangs, birth uncertainties, and birth miseries if the birth is not proper. है कि नहीं? जब जन्म होना है बच्चे का, कितना भय दुख होता है. भय तो ही till the delivery happens to the mother and to husband, everybody there is a fear because anything can happen. At that time of birth के बाद भी there is a भय कि the child normally born or not. सारे पैरामीटर चेक करते. How many children immature born are born with some or other limitation shortcomings. They died there only. Incubation में मर गए या उधर ही. So भयम की बात हम कह रहे हैं. जायते में there is always भयम. Then every fear. शुरू children होते ना, Will he stand at right time? पहले तो वो उल्टा गिरना है, उसको पेट पे गिरना है. In America, when the child falls on the pet, they have a big party. Then the fellow stands first time. They have different names given for that. Chocolate party, ये party, कुछ कुछ करते वो लोग. They are very funny. Yeah, they are so experts in everything other than spirituality. मजा कर लेते. Then he starts walking. होगा कि नहीं, टाइम पे दांत आएगा कि नहीं. And the biggest thing is, will he be able to speak or not? Neighbor's child almost same time born. By this 16, 15 months he spoke. अब मेरा तो 18 months हो गया, बोल नहीं रहा है. क्या गूंगा है क्या? Dumb, fear comes. Isn't it? There is a भाई throughout day. अब जिंदगी भर भाई आता है, अच्छे स्कूल में दाखिला से लेकर. So in the self, all these are not there. न जाए थे problem. जाए थे नहीं है, problem ही नहीं है. Second, न म्रियते, it will not die. And the dukkha and bhaya of the death, we are all familiar. The more we contemplate, we are that birth, deathless self, the more we detach from Sharira and that fear goes away. Please let us practice it from now onwards. Every day before sitting for bhojanam, 15 मिनट. After bhojanam, 10 मिनट. ऐसे वाले साधना का नियम रखो तो 5-6 बार होएगा डेली. ऐसे ही प्लान करके we do sadhana. Otherwise it won't happen. Sadhana is not a formality thing with some hangama and all. No. Sadhana is as simple as possible. We keep doing that is sadhana. Like in our class, there no hangama. We just study Shastra. That is only sadhana. Our mind is thinking, feeling about it. Intellect is contemplating about it. And a little stronger the jnana is becoming. And therefore, let us live life like that. These sankalpas are taken up. इसी को साधना. So na jayate na mriyate. Then next one, navadhyaha. Navadhyaha means it is not killed by anyone. Navadhyaha. Navadhyaha can never be killed. Equally true is nacha ghatakaha. Ghataka means the one who is a killer. Ha is the dhatu. तो घातक मीन्स ये तो जो घातक परिणाम हुआ कहते हैं. It's a killing consequence. घातक means killer. Vadhya means killed. In that slaughterhouse you see, those animals, they are the Vadhya, killed. This fellow is the Ghataka, the killer. The self is neither killer nor killed. Hanta chen manyate hantum, hataschet manyate hatam, ubhautau na vijanitaha, na ayam hanti na hanyate. Hanti means killer. Hanyate is killed. He is neither the doer of the action of the killing nor the one on whom the killing action falls. That Hanta word used in Upanishad and Gita, yaha Vadhyaha. Other Upanishad. So, na Vadhyaha, na Ghataka. So, neither born nor dying, nor killed nor the killer. Then, na Muktaha. He is not liberated because never ever there was a time that he was bound. Removal of the imagination that I am bound is called as moksha, liberation. That is why the example of that cow or buffalo or bull tied with that imaginary rope and again untied with the imaginary rope. The best example is given. The highest meditation is this. If it clicks, which will happen after 10 12 years of vigorous, rigorous listening and Guru Krupatra Upasana, it will click. समझ आया है ऐसा लगता है, समझ आना लगे, everything we are understanding, but it is not entering the heart. We remain as we are, same bhogi in the world, zero yogi. And what is that point to be clicked is what? I was never bound to do anything to become liberated. All these upadhis, the whole world, how can they touch me? I am the pure consciousness. Electricity is never bound by any of the equipments. This understanding is the liberation of the electricity from the conceptual bondage that it is bound by the equipments. There is nothing to be done. इस जानकारी को ही मोक्ष कहते हैं. Atma is such a sublime thing which is not touched by any one of them. Isn't it? The water is never touched by the waves. Wave ka arrival, wave ka stay, wave ka going. Never touched. Adhisthana is not touched by the aropa, adhyaropa. The rope is never touched by the snake. Even if 1 hour we have seen the snake on the rope out of our imagination. Never ever touched. In the same way, that is why the Mandukya also talks at this level. न निरोधो न चोत्पत्ति न बद्धो न च साधकः न मुमुक्षुर् न वै मुक्तः इति एषा परमार्थता. Many times it happens. अच्छा मैं इससे सोचा था इतना गलत है, तो सोच गलत में था, बात में नहीं था. अब सही सोच लिया तो सॉल्व हो गया. You're also thinking that you are bound. Bound is all these things. Janma and Marana, Vadhya and Ghataka. Third set is na bandhaha, sorry, na muktaha, na cha mokshadaha. Neither am mukta because never I was the bound person. Na cha mokshadaha, nor I am the giver of moksha because there is nobody other than me who is bound. Final one is beautiful Purusha Paramatma. This is what is the Lakshana of the Purusha, the Parama Atma. The real self in us, in our own Hridaya, that Purusha whom we have to recognize, he is of this type. Na muktaha, na mokshadaha, na vadyaha, na bandhakari, na vadyaha, na ghatakaha, na jayate, na mriyate. Now the next concluding sentence is powerful. Yat ataha anyata asatchatatu. Anything other than this natured self, that is asat. Anything other than the Atma, which is said to be with above qualities. Anything other than that is asat. And he's a very powerful pancha. That's why Bhagwan Shankara kept it for the end. आखिर में रखा उन्होंने. Okay, न जायते न म्रियते न वद्यः न घातः न बद्धः न मुक्तः. Then न बध्यः न बंधकारी न मुक्तः न मोक्षदः. Sorry, न बध्यः न बंधकारी. Badhya is bound. Bandhakari is he becomes cause of binding. So to muktaha liberated. Mokshadaha giver of the liberation. बंधन में नहीं है, बंधन का कारण नहीं है. मुक्ति की जरूरत नहीं है, मुक्ति का कारण नहीं. सेम टू सेट्स. न जायते न मरियते. Neither born nor dies. So to न vadhyaha न च घातकः. Neither is killed nor is the killer. So to na badhyaha na bandhakari. Neither himself is bound nor is a cause of bondage to anyone. So too na muktaha na cha mokshadaha. He is neither needed to be the liberated nor is anybody other than him to whom he has to grant moksha. This is the Paramatma. Anything other than is asatya only, bas. No second thought, whichever the quotation is from. दूसरा कोई क्या कहते हैं ना, नो बीटिंग अराउंड द बुश, स्ट्रेट अवे एनीथिंग अदर देन दैट इज असत्य तत्व. यू नो द रोबो गीता लेवल ऑफ सेंटेंस इट इज. बस दिस असत्य है और कुछ नहीं. अब तुम मान रहे हो सच, तुमको अच्छा लग रहा है, तुम अब तुम्हारी मर्जी. Like in the dream, it appears to be so real. Remember, dream is not unreal when we wake up. Only dream is unreal when it is going on. Like now, the movie is unreal on the screen when it is being played, projected. It's only projected. Not that snake is unreal later on the rope when it is realized. Main, अरे भाई बाद में तो anyway गया ना. When that is there at that time realizing that it is unreal is the jnana. Right? Now we'll do the chanting of this mantra 6 times. Om न जायते न म्रियते न वध्यो न च घातकः न बध्यो बन्धकारी वा न मुक्तो न च मोक्षदः पुरुषः परमात्मा तु यदतोऽन्यदसच्च तत् न जायते न म्रियते न वध्यो न च घातकः न बध्यो बन्धकारी वा न मुक्तो न च मोक्षदः पुरुषः परमात्मा तु यदतोऽन्यत् असच्च तत्. Again, न जायते न म्रियते न बध्यो न च घातकः न बध्यो बन्धकारी वा न मुक्तो न च मोक्षदः पुरुषः परमात्मा तु यदतोऽन्यत् असच्च तत्. न जायते न म्रियते न बध्यो न च घातकः न बध्यो बन्धकारी वा न मुक्तो न च मोक्षदः पुरुषः परमात्मा तु यदतोऽन्यदसच्च तत्. न जायते न म्रियते न वध्यो न च घातकः न बध्यो बन्धकारी वा न मुक्तो न च मोक्षदः पुरुषः परमात्मा तु यदतोऽन्यत् असच्च तत्. No, this is the highest teaching. Any guru can give, any shastra can give, any disciple sadhaka can receive. So, what is the meaning of Bhagavan giving us moksha, Guru giving us moksha, Shastra giving us moksha? Is making us realize that we were never bound, we were never limited, never conditioned. I am bound, limited, conditioned is avidya. I am not bound, I am never unlimited, I am never conditioned is avidya. This vidya given removes the avidya. You know what happens? I am already of this nature, the experience of the eternal self that is realized by me. कुछ नया पाने का नहीं होता. जो रॉन्ग नोशन है, इग्नोरेंस है, वो चला जाता है. That's it. But to whom then this janma maranadi upadis? Where are the upadis? They are in our own imagination, in their own absence. When you drop our imagination, recognize the truth, they will never be found. But now we are with upadhis so vigorously, seriously. Slowly, that upadhi tadat में छोड़ते जाएंगे. The choice for reaching the nirupadhika atma. From that nirupadhika atma, look back, there are no upadhis. Only one self. I think this last sloka is worthy of more and more deliberation. न जायते न म्रियते न वध्यः न घातकः न बध्यः न बंधकारी न मुक्तः न मोक्षदायकः न च मोक्षदः पुरुषः. That is the Paramatma. Yad atah anyat, anything other which is imagined or seen, asaccha tatu, that is unreal. So whichever is jayate, mriyate, badhyah, घातकः, बंध्या बंधकारी, मुक्तः मोक्ष देने वाला, ये सारे जो है असत्य होने. In reality they are not there. Very powerful sloka. Good gift on the day of Holi received by Bhagavan Adi Shankara. You have to reciprocate by applying this Holika Rang on ourselves. He is watching. So let us head towards realizing that self. Upanishad Adhyayana is for that purpose. Okay? Yeah? So we have done good amount of days spent for it. Around 45 days हो गया आज. 1.5 महीना पूरा. We are still in the 8th page only. Yeah, 50 pages. फटाफट हो जाएगा, कोई नहीं. Now the conclusion of all this by Adi Shankara. Evam, in this way, Shruti, Smruti, Itihasadishu. So first quotes were the Shruti quotes, Upanishad. Second were from the Smruti, Bhagavad Gita. So the last 6-8 verse from the Itihasa. So evam, in this way, Shruti, Smruti, Itihasa, Adishu. In the Shrutis and Smritis and Itihasas, Adi means Purana, etc. In Sabme, what is the conclusion? Jnanasya eva moksha sadhanatvam. Jnanasya eva moksha sadhanatva avagamatu. Jnanasya eva moksha sadhanatva avagamatu. Jnanasya eva moksha sadhanatva avagamanam. Avaganam is understanding and conviction that the sadhana for the moksha is jnana only. ज्ञानस्यैव मोक्ष साधनत्वम अवगमात. मोक्ष साधनत्वम, मोक्ष को दिलाने वाला कैपेसिटी ज्ञान में ही है. अवगमात, because concluded this way by hundreds of quotes. Yujyate, again he uses the same word, yujyate. It is correct, it is befitting, it is perfect, it is true, it is logical, it is right. What is that yujyate? Ki ujjate eva, here eva word he has added. Upanishad arambha. Surely, definitely, it is correct and apt that we have started the study of Upanishad. Again, this evakara बहुत powerful play करता है role here. Yujyate eva Upanishad arambha means yujyate eva. Surely 100% it is correct to start the study of Upanishads. This eva को पीछे लगाओ. युज्यते उपनिषद और अध्ययन आरंभ एवा. First and foremost, start studying the Upanishad. That is the most important thing. बाकी बाद में जाए. Because in this only that Atman is realized, with which the moksha comes. Therefore, jnanasyeva moksha sadhanatva avagamat yujyate eva Upanishad arambha. Therefore, जीवन में उपनिषद को पढ़ना सबसे पहले होना चाहिए. Arambha. Jivan. That is why in our Indian tradition, when the children are given that Akshara Abhyasa, he is made to write Om Namah Shivaya, Om Aham Brahmasmi and all that. मुंह से भी उसको जब बोलना शुरू करते हैं ना, मम्मी पापा, ये सब थर्ड क्लास थिंग्स वी हैव मिस गाइडेंस फ्रॉम अदर्स. फर्स्ट द चाइल्ड स्टार्ट टॉकिंग, उसके द्वारा उसको वो मंत्र ही कहलवाते हैं. Any of the mantra which that tradition follows. With that only should start speaking. Then even a vastu holding capacity when he gets, हाथ में पुस्तक पहले देते हैं उसको. जब उसको चलने का होता है वो मंदिर में नहीं जाते फर्स्ट. First spirituality, that is Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma. All other are subsets of that, not the other way around. Why have you married? Why do you have children? Why are you doing all this naukari? Because I want to get moksha. How? What is the connection between them? Because I have all the prarabdha, etc. I am very pakka. I am clearing all of that these through this. And I am intense in my Upanishad Adhyanam and Dhyanam or all the prayatnas also. He is called as Hindu Pakka Sanatan Dharma. Okay? ये एक बात को ना 6 बार बोलिएगा. What is it? ज्ञानस्य एव मोक्ष साधनत्वम. Only this much. ज्ञानस्य एव मोक्ष साधनत्वम. 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 Ajnana gave the bondage, Jnana gives the moksha. And that Jnana is given in the Upanishad. Therefore, Upanishad Arabha Yujjate is already delayed. Better late than never. You have started it. The best thing you have started. Now don't give up till that Jnana is gained and moksha is gained. Over. One set of Sambandha Bhashya is over. Now in the second thing, Bhagavan Adi Shankara, as is his habit, some Upanishads he says in 3 or 4 or 5 lines, but in two Upanishadic Bhashya, Katha, and here he gives the exhaustive definition of the Shabda Upanishad. And then says, from the definition of the Upanishad Shabda also, same thing is concluded that only through the Upanishad Vedya Brahma Jnana, the samsara gets dwindled, the ignorance gets going away, the Atma Prapti starts happening. Samsara gets dwindled means the dukkha going away. Ajnana going away means dukkha hetu was that one. Then the sukha hetu is what? The Atma Jnana Prapti, Shuddha Jnana. Visharana Gati Avasadhana. Oh, lekarke, he will explain it. Tomorrow we'll study that. Then, after that, as usual, the Purva Pakshi raises a question. Why only through Upanishadic Vidya exclusively? Through karma also we can get moksha, he says. This Jnana Karma Samuchayavada Khandana is a habit for Bhagavan Adi Shankara in all Upanishadic Bhashya only to tell us the meaning of Sarva Dharman Parityajya, then Sarva Dharmi Parityajya, then only the Parama Dharma Paramatma we can get. That portion will come later on. While doing the Nirakarana of the Akshepa, again hundreds of the quotes are given, at least 4, 5, 6 pages. वो बंदे तो ना दोबारा क्वेश्चन पूछने में डर गया होगा कि इतने सारे कोट्स भगवान ने दिया है ना. मैंने एक सवाल पूछा, यू बीट मी विथ सो मेनी एरोस. ओके. देन इतना सुनकर देन द पूर्वपक्षी आफ्टर 8 pages again quotes, but विद्याम च it is said no in ईशावास्य. अरे बाबा, तथापि चित्त शुद्धि द्वारेण न साक्षात अपेक्षित चित्त शुद्धि. Those things are told for chitta shuddhi, not directly they are cause of moksha. What karmas? ये सब टॉपिक चलेगा. Just let us revel in them. Have a wonderful holy. God bless. Om 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 Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Hari Shanti Hari. Om Sri Gurubhyo Paramashubhyo Parabrahmane Suti MAATRE Tatsat Brahmarpanam Astu. Thank you, friends.